Hello traders, it's Samurai Trader here. Welcome to this training session, lesson one of a series of videos that I'm going to be doing on the psychology side, or what I call head stuff side of trading. Now before you go and jump off this video, I'm going to ask you to invest 10 minutes or so of your time to watch this, because I promise you that I'm going to give you massive value and it will make a massive difference to your trading. So let's create history in 2016. Over the Christmas break this year, I was reflecting back upon the great trading year that I had for 2015, and I was just going through my notes and some other information on how can I do better in 2016. And I was also reviewing a lot of the emails that I received from my students and traders around the world. And so in this series of videos, I'm going to be addressing some of the challenges that they have and giving you some ideas and techniques that I use and that I know have the potential to make a massive difference in your trading career. So if you're serious about your trading career, please invest a few minutes of your time, put up with my voice and watch this video. And as usual, it's raw, real, direct and unedited. So let's get to it. Now of course, if you haven't seen one of my videos before, when it comes to all forms of trading, there's always risk. So please feel free to watch I should say really read the disclaimer if you haven't already done so. So let's talk about trading itself. First of all, Pogo said, I've met the enemy and the enemy is us. And traders, when it comes to trading, we've all heard that, and it's so true, and we know that, but what can we do about it? You see, as a researcher, I've been in this business now for over 20 odd years. It's getting close to 24 years, and I've seen hundreds of traders come and go. Hundreds, it's in the thousands now. And I can categorically tell you there are literally hundreds of trading systems and strategies that really do work. But what it comes down to, traders, it's not the system or strategy, it's us personally as the trader. Now I know some of you are thinking, gee, do I move to another video? But if you're not making at least 100,000 a year, you need to put up with what I'm about to tell you. You see, when it comes to trading, only 5% is a trading strategy. That is, if we take the overall percentage, 5% is a strategy, 5% is money management, but a massive 90% is head stuff. It's where we are personally. Now what we need to do is to really take control of where we head. That is, we need to take control of the head stuff, and that's what I want to give you, is some real tools and techniques whereby you can reprogram yourself. You can do this. You can master the art of day trading. Step one, and if you haven't already done so, please grab some paper and take some notes, is that first of all you need to develop a clear vision for yourself as a highly successful world-class trader. You need to choose to become epic. You need to join the 5% club, because if you're not in the 5% club, traders, you're not going to make serious money. I don't know about you, but I'm in day trading to make serious cash. You can join me. Now this is where a lot of traders are sitting right now. Over 70% of the traders I deal with have either given day trading a go or swing trading and they've failed, or they're not making money consistently. Now what happens is I see a lot of traders come back to me and talk to me or email me. They've given it a go, they're not sure if they can do it. For many of us, we've heard of the concept called learned helplessness. Now what this is strongly tied to animal psychology and behavior. It's where an animal has been abused, it can run away from you, but you can go over and keep beating the animal and it doesn't move, it puts up with it. We see this in times of war, where we'll see 3 or 4 armed soldiers controlling hundreds of prisoners of war. They could easily be overthrown, but the prisoners of course have learned to comply. And we see this particularly with some of the things happening in the Middle East right now, where we see soldiers being executed. They're untied, and they're, it's just graphic, some of the horrible things that we're seeing. So this is something that is learned. But getting back to trading, we learn to focus more on our problems and what we do on the solutions, and we need to change that. So in this series of videos, I'm going to give you some real techniques that will enable you to do this. So as mentioned earlier, most of us have trained our brains to focus on what is not working rather than what is working. That is, rather than asking ourselves compelling questions or empowering questions, we tend to ask disempowering questions. Now, the great late Zig Ziglar said this: we all need a checkup from the neck up because it's so easy to suffer from a hardening of the attitudes. Traders, does this ring a bell? So how do we create permanent change? How do we turn this cycle around? How do we change our trading results? Well, number one, we need to decide enough is enough. I'm just not going to do it anymore. I'm going to change what I've done in the past. Now, fortunately, there are some tools, some things that we can put in place whereby we can reprogram our mind, and that is what we need to do, traders. Many of us have heard of neuro-linguistic programming, short NLP for short. It's a study of verbal and non-verbal communication. I attended my first NLP course back in 1981 it was. Now, I've got to say straight away, I'm not an NLP practitioner. I'm going to show you, though, where you can access a lot of the tools and techniques I'm going to be showing you free of charge. But what you can do, if you're willing to invest a little money, you can go along and meet with an NLP practitioner who will be able to implement directly some of the ideas and strategies. Now, NLP was put together in the mid-1970s by two brilliant guys, John Grindler and Richard Bandler. And many of you have heard of Tony Robbins. Now, Tony has modeled much of his work upon the work of John Grindler and Richard Bandler. In fact, Tony Robbins did some work with John directly with the US Army and some other institutions. Richard Bandler, John and Richard, by the way, are two total different animals. It's chalk and cheese. John is very articulate, and someone described once upon a time Richard Bandler as being an unmade bed. However, he's absolutely brilliant. Both of them are. Now, if you go onto YouTube, you're going to be able to get a massive information in this area. Now, some of the tools and strategies and techniques of NLP that I'm going to be covering in the next series of, or the next range of videos I'm going to be doing, are some of these patterns, and the Dickens pattern, the swish, the movie theater rewind, the visual squash. Because when it comes to breaking a pattern, we need to take massive action in doing that. Now, let me tell you, you can run some of these patterns and you can cure some of the bad habits that you have, the impulse trades, etc., within minutes, not within hours or within months, but within minutes. There's some massive action you can take. What I'd like to recommend to you is you go online and you Google some of this and you start to look at it and study it. Now, it's said that you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and the reason I bring this up is I've got some older traders that have been trying to trade for years. You can do this too. The fact is, if you are open-minded, you can do this. You need to turn around and start focusing on the solutions, not some of the past negatives that you have. You need to take massive action. Now, to begin with, here's an affirmation and a quick strategy I'd like to give you. I'd like you to type this up or print this out, and this is part of the Dickens strategy. Not that I'm going to go into it fully here, but I want you to ask yourself and to write it out. Please do this exercise. Who do you need to become to be a world-class epic trader? to be in the top 5%. I want you to picture yourself having taken every and each signal for qualifies. Now for those that are students of mine, you know the setups work. For strategies and techniques that you learn in the Day Traders program, such as the T1, the T2, the T25, the T20, you will make money virtually every day of the week. You'll make money 19 out of 20 days if you follow the trading rules. Now what you've got to do is to make sure you take every signal that qualifies. So this is an affirmation. So say to yourself, now I trade, now I take each and every signal. From today I take total responsibility for all of my trading decisions. Now you hear me talk about regularly you must take 100 trades in simulation of each trading setup where you can execute the trade flawlessly before you move on to another. Wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. That is absolutely critical. So you need to reprogram your mind, you need to reprogram your habits. So traders, I'm going to finish this video up because I don't want to make it too long. Of course, if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. Go to my website to obtain my free ebook, The Truth About Day Trading. And if you haven't already invested in my program, Traders, for $197, you'll gain the world's best day trading education. I do this because I love day trading. I live for day trading. I learn more from my students, I think, than what I do from my own day trading. I day trade probably 9 out of 10 days. I love it. You can make serious money and you can have a huge year in 2016. So traders, I'll sign off here. We're 12 minutes into this now, but later on in the week, every 3 to 4 days, I'll release one of these videos as we start to get down more into the techniques and strategies on how you can turn your day trading career around, or if you're new to day trading, what you can do from day one. That is by using the swish patterns, etc. But number one, I want you to focus on that affirmation on that previous slide. Traders, I'll see you on the next video.